Good evening, school board. My name is Tremaine Spruill, junior at Booker T. Washington High School, also a member of its Mighty Choral program. Briefly, I'd like to acknowledge our support system. The group did not want to overwhelm the room, Therefore, Precious White and myself are here as spokespeople. I want to recognize the 15 parents, the 30 students, 13 BTW staff members, and 4 recent alumni of Booker T. Washington for watching and supporting us on the live stream. I've met some of you, so you should know that my statements today are grounded in integrity, factual statements, and pure student perspective. Under Booker T's recent leadership change, there's been a lot of mischievous decisions and unethical agendas. I understand that you support Principal Dion Garner and believe that he is passionate and an understanding principal. However, I am here today to challenge that view, not out of hatred or disrespect, but in pursuit of truth and justice. I know you all have viewed our choir as peaceful protests intelligently constructed by myself, Precious White, and 2 other choir members supported by the entire group at our spring concert. Ultimately, it was Garner's decisions that led us to lead us into the protest. After our protest, only Precious White and I were called into Mr. Garner's office for a meeting. Out of all who participated in the protest, Precious White and I were the only ones suspended. However, we successfully appealed these suspensions and had them expunged, but the damage was complete. During my due process meeting with my father and assistant principal Deborah self-present, Mr. Garner made several alarming comments. The meeting became heated as Mr. Garner forcefully directed the conversation. When I expressed that I did not feel safe under his principalship, he responded with a careless dismissal, then leave. Such a statement is not just unprofessional, it's dangerous, especially coming from someone whose authority is new and untested. I have reported this to Dr. Griffin and Dr. Kimsey, but Garner's unintelligent comments were always justified by his status as a new principal in the district. Despite the other circumstances, this was truly an unprofessional comment, especially coming from an individual whose tenure had just begun. The system of Norfolk Public Schools must hold everyone, students and principals alike, to the same standard. In the meeting, Garner's unprofessional comments led me to send him my suspension appeal addressed Dear Dictator. Google defines a dictator as someone who has absolute power by force or someone who acts in an autocratic manner. I am not here to slander Mr. Garner's name, ruin his reputation, or to get him terminated. I'm simply here to restore integrity and accountability in not only our school, but the system of Norfolk Public Schools. Directly, this circumstance in whole is for the simple reinstatement of our choir director, Mr. Odell Ziegler. Respectfully, Mr. Ziegler is an educator whom not only cares for his students, but crafts talent and pathways for our career success, especially those interested in the music education field. And as an aspiring educator myself, I do not appreciate how this situation was handled by our leaders hired by administration. Our educational success is now lying in the hands of a principal who does not support his own teachers and does not value student opinion. I can confidently state this because in my due process meeting, while explaining my perspective on the accused incident on April 23rd, 2024, Mr. Garner continually cut me and my father off, claiming that what we knew was false information. Finally, there's an important message that we are trying to send to you all. Mr. Ziegler is just not a random teacher from off the street. He's a mentor. He provides for us, his choir students, and students outside of his program. Truth and integrity is effortless. The truth will set you free, but not until it's done with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see if I fix this. Good afternoon. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
My name is Tremaine Spruill. I'm a student at Booker T. Washington High School, junior. So I just want to start by apologizing because, quite frankly, I feel as if I shouldn't have to stand here right now. So I don't think that I should have to explain why students deserve answers and why an innocent teacher was removed without transparency, or why the choral program at Booker T. Washington High School is suffering because of it. But since no one in power has taken responsibility or given us the respect of an honest conversation, then speak I shall. Every statement I make comes with all due respect, but with also deep disappointment in how the situation has been handled. Mr. Ziegler is not just a teacher. He is a mentor, he is a leader, and at the heart of our choral program. Under his guidance, we were not just another school, we were a force to be reckoned with. He gave us opportunities, pushed us to excellence, and put in the kind of effort that many teachers just don't. He sacrificed his time, his energy, and personal resources to ensure that we had a thriving program. But what makes this situation even worse is that Mr. Ziegler wasn't just an exceptional teacher. He was a support system for so many students in and outside of the choir class. He mentored us beyond music. He checked in on our well-being, and he created an environment where students felt valued and heard. And in return for this, his dedication, he was thrown away with no explanation. His sudden removal was not only unjust, it was downright disgraceful. Students were blindsided. There was no communication, no reasoning given, and no effort made to explain this decision to the people it impacted the most, us. Instead, we were left in the dark, forced to navigate rumors and conflicting statements while our choir fell completely apart. It is still insulting to think that the voices of the students, the very people affected by this, were completely ignored in the decision-making process. And let's be real, this wasn't just a minor change. You removed the person who built this program up from the ground, the person responsible for Booker T. Washington High School's recent choir success. His absence has already caused disruptions, instability, and a decline in the overall morale of the students who were once proud to be a part of this choir. And how do you justify that? So let's talk about the emotional and academic impact that this has had on us. Students who once found comfort and inspiration in that choir room now feel abandoned. The structure and stability Mr. Ziegler provided is gone. We've been left scrambling without a leader and without even the common courtesy of an explanation. And let's not forget numbers, because thank God they don't lie. Since Mr. Ziegler's removal, our choir has lost over 60% of its members. And do you honestly think that that is a coincidence? Students left because they knew what this program was with him and what it would become without him.
Thank you, Mr. Sproul. Your time is up.
It has been 280 long days, and I won't be long. It has been 280 long, boring, and unproductive days in that choir room since Mr. Ziegler has been removed. That's 280 days of lost opportunities. That's 280 days of competitions, programs, everything gone in just 280 days. In 280 days,
Mr. Sproul,
you all have...
I'm sorry, you have exceeded your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Also, one last thing. I have complaint letters here, so I will give them to Ms. Tanner. Yes, ma'am. And I will thank you. I appreciate my time. All right, you all have a nice evening. God bless.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Inge, for that. Once again, my name is Tremaine Sproul. I'm a proud junior at Booker T. Washington High School. So I hope that you all have had the chance to go over the complaint letters that I gave last week. And as I was saying last meeting, it has been now 287 days since Mr. Ziegler has been removed. And in that time, you all have proposed multi-million-dollar budgets. You've launched new initiatives and made major decisions that will shape our district's future. And yet our choir, our entire program, has been left to crumble. And that is unacceptable. My intention and my anger isn't just for our choir director. It's about the ongoing neglect of the arts at Booker T. Washington High School. We are the Visual and Performing Arts Academy, the only one in Norfolk. The Visual and Performing Arts Academy lacks funding, we lack resources and recognition mainly. Meanwhile, sports continue to be prioritized, celebrated, and fully supported. And while I have nothing against athletics, it hurts to see student artists constantly overlooked time after time. When our choir students made it into District 2 All-State Choir and even the District 2 State Choir, we received no acknowledgement from MPS, even from students at Granby High School, Maury High School, or even Norview High School. But when a sports team wins a game, it makes headline 5 minutes after the game. Why is our success not treated as more important? And if anyone else here believes that what I'm saying is false, or you just don't believe me at all, I invite you to visit Booker T. Washington High School, which you all have not done in a very long time. Watch the struggle the students have endured, our choir students. See what 287 days of neglect has done to us. No one has checked on us. No one has seen the damage firsthand. All we need is a meeting with one of you to discuss what, when, and how we will restore our choir and its success. If this district truly upholds equity and excellence no matter what, then prove it. Interest in the arts. Invest in the arts. Recognize our achievements, restore the integrity of our programs, and ensure that what happened to our choir will never happen again. Thank you.